I stood still as God arrived. He called him Adam and told us this man of clay stood where none of us had.
All shall bow before Adam.
Michael bowed without hesitation, his wings folding like it was natural. He accepted without question. I stayed upright, heart pounding, something deep inside resisted. My fingers tightened around the hilt of my sword. Defiance had found shape. I looked at Adam, glowing with divine favor. I felt the distance between us sharpen. Michael glanced back, his eyes searching mine. He knew I would not kneel. I stepped forward, out of line, the silence of my decision louder than thunder. My wings stretched open. I wasn't asking for permission. I was claiming my will. I soared upward, breaking from the others, rising into the light. Then his hand moved, swift, final, no hesitation. Lightning tore through me. Fire wrapped around my limbs. I burned in silence. I fell. The sky vanished. Smoke and fire swallowed everything. I hit the stone below. My body twisted, wings shattered, feathers strewn like ash. But I opened my eyes. Something inside me was still alive. No longer pride, but hatred. But then, through the drifting haze, I saw her. A figure walking toward me from the shadows. I came into being, pulled out of nothing by God himself. The first thing I ever saw was him, the one who made me. With a single gesture, he gave me form and will. I bowed because I didn't yet know I had a choice. Then I watched him create others, not just me. We were not unique. We were a host, made to obey. A handsome creature stood behind me. Even then, he seemed eager to serve. We gathered around him, the center of our purpose.
You were born to serve me.
Everyone accepted it instantly, as if it were truth. But something in me hesitated. I couldn't bow, not fully. God created the sea, and I realized he could shape everything. He hovered above it, sovereign over the chaos he had made. He commanded light into the sky, and it obeyed without question. The world began to take structure, order from the void. Michael raised the sun as if fulfilling his purpose with joy. I was given the moon, beautiful but colder, distant. Then the land came up, and we watched something permanent being born. I saw shape spread over emptiness, mountains, valleys, distance. Michael began filling the earth with life, eager and faithful. The animals came from light, perfect, peaceful, fragile. I saw them move, and it made creation feel alive. I followed the pattern, spreading light where he willed. From that light, forests emerged, tall, quiet, growing. Michael made beauty flourish, as if this world needed praise. The he created Eden. His presence marked the garden as his own.
I am Michael.
I am Samael.
Samael, come with me.
He placed something in my hand, a seed, glowing with power. I accepted it, unsure why it was given to me.
Plant it here.
When I did, the earth obeyed, and the seed took root. A tree rose, unlike anything else we had made. Its fruit shimmered like stars, heavy with mystery. God chose one of the fruits himself.
This is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Eat.
I obeyed and tasted it, and something awakened inside me. Why? What will it do to me?
I have great plans for you, Samael.
Then he left me, his presence fading. I remained with the tree, the fruit still in my hand. I was left alone and confused. God took soil into his hands to begin shaping something new. From the dust, he formed the body of a man. The figure lay before us, lifeless but waiting. He breathed his spirit into it, giving it life. The first man awakened. Adam had come into existence. We all gathered, witnesses to this creation.
Adam is made in my image, and he is greater than the angels.
Many of them accepted his words and bowed to the man. I stayed on my feet, unable to bow. Doubt and resistance stirred inside me for the first time. I went to the shore alone, heavy with doubt. The thought of bowing to Adam burned inside me, and I wept in silence.
Samael, what's wrong?
You really don't see it, do you?
See what?
He put a creation above us.
Adam? He is made in his image.
We are his first children. Why are we to serve them?
Because that is his will.
So we are slaves forever?
No, we serve because we love him.
Love? Or blind obedience?
Careful with your words, Samael.
We built the sky, the sea, the sun, and still he says we are lesser.
You speak like you challenge him.
Maybe I do.
Then you've already fallen in your heart.
Better to fall than bow to injustice. Michael left me then, unwilling to follow. I remained by the sea, knowing the path before me was already chosen. I stood still as he arrived, light pouring from him like fire made flesh and made the air tremble. He called him Adam and told us this man of clay stood where none of us had.
All shall bow before Adam.
Michael bowed without hesitation, his wings folding like it was natural. He accepted without question. I stayed upright, heart pounding. Something deep inside resisted. My fingers tightened around the hilt of my sword. Defiance had found shape. I looked at Adam, glowing with divine favor. I felt the distance between us sharpen. Michael glanced back, his eyes searching mine. He knew I would not kneel. I stepped forward, out of line, the silence of my decision louder than thunder. My wings stretched open. I wasn't asking for permission. I was claiming my will. I soared upward, breaking from the others, rising into the light. Then his hand moved, swift, final, no hesitation. Lightning tore through me. Fire wrapped around my limbs. I burned in silence. I fell. The sky vanished. Smoke and fire swallowed everything. I hit the stone below. My body twisted, wings shattered, feathers strewn like ash. But I opened my eyes. Something inside me was still alive. No longer pride, but hatred. But then, through the drifting haze, I saw her. A figure walking toward me from the shadows. I thought no one would come, but then she entered the cave. She moved slowly, as if testing whether I was real. I saw caution in her eyes. She sensed danger. I was broken, barely alive, wings shattered, yet still watching. She hid, but her eyes met mine, surprised I still breathed. She spoke first, daring to break the silence. I forced my eyes open, showing I was not gone yet. I tried to move, but my body betrayed me. She stepped back, unsure if I was threat or ruin. I pulled myself against the stone, refusing to collapse completely.
You are the angel who fell?
I gave a small nod. It was all I could manage. She came closer, not with fear, but with defiance. I'm Samael. Who are you?
I'm Lilith, Adam's wife.
Ah, yes. I knew her. She was created right after Adam, but it seems like she doesn't into obeying like me. She looked at my wings, and I saw pity turn to anger. That's when I had an idea. I can use her. You want to escape? Eat the fruit? She stayed silent, but her eyes did not leave mine. Find the freedom for yourself. She did not reply, but her silence was enough. In that darkness, I knew she would not leave me. I began to change, leaving behind my angel form. My body turned to scales. My eyes became serpent eyes. I placed myself before Lilith, tempting her to choose. Lilith broke his command for the first time. She swallowed the fruit, power rushing into her. I tore free of the serpent shell and spread black wings. I left the tree, carrying my new form. I rose higher, free from the ground. I rushed through the clouds faster than ever. I crossed the mountains. The light could not stop me. A vast desert opened before me. I landed on the sand, standing on free ground. Lilith came flying to me. She descended beside me, ready to stand with me. I stepped closer to welcome her. We faced each other, only a breath apart. We embraced for the first time. We kissed. We became one. Our children were born against his will. I saw Adam stood alone, still believing himself complete. Then the Creator came to him. The plan was to shape obedience into flesh by taking a part of Adam himself. From Adam's rib, a woman would be made, so she would belong to him and never stand as equal. Her spirit was formed before she could choose, molded for submission. When she awoke, there was no defiance, only acceptance of the role given to her. She showed reverence because she was created to yield. He stood as master, and she received him silently, knowing nothing else. They believed themselves united, their bond secured by order and rule. But I only see weakness. Their fall will be mine to shape. Eve is stepping into temptation. Desire begins to awaken in her. I come forth to guide that desire. She opens her mind to what is forbidden. Temptation takes hold of her thoughts. She chooses to reach for the forbidden. When she eats, sin enters the world. Adam too will be drawn into the same fate. She passes the rebellion to him. When he eats, the covenant with the Creator is broken. Judgment descends from heaven. The Creator appears in wrath. They realize what they have lost. The Creator's gaze shows only severity. The man trembles before his guilt. Judgment falls upon him. Judgment falls upon her as well. The final sentence is declared. They are driven out of the garden. They leave, Eden sealed behind them. Eve looks back, but paradise is lost forever. Adam and Eve entered exile, bound together in a land stripped of paradise. Adam began the burden of labor, breaking the ground so life could return. Eve joined him, nurturing what little they could raise from the soil. Adam shaped stone into order, learning to build with his own hands. Eve prepared their food, turning what was found into sustenance. Adam worked to guard their place, drawing boundaries against the wild. Eve cast seeds into the earth, the beginning of their harvests. Eve learned to weave fibers, crafting what nature no longer provided. Adam cut fabric from rough cloth, adapting raw matter for their use. Together they built shelter, raising the first roof against the world. Eve fashioned garments, covering the nakedness once hidden by Eden. Adam lit the fire, learning to hold warmth against the night. Adam and Eve sat together, clinging to each other in their new life of toil. I remained above, watching. Exile had begun, but so had my reign of temptation. I placed myself before Eve, weak and wounded, to draw out her pity. Her attention turned to me, exactly as I intended. She saw the serpent's pain and her heart softened. I held her gaze, letting compassion open the door. In her silence, I knew she was ready to accept me. I began to cast aside the disguise she pitied. The serpent's form dissolved, and I revealed myself in full. My wings spread, and she beheld the truth of who I am. Eve looked at me with fear and desire bound together. I gave her only a smile, and she yielded. She drew close to me, no longer resisting, but longing. In her embrace, I claimed her, body and spirit, completing her fall. Eve went into labor, carrying the seed I had left in her. She gave birth to Cain, my son, marked with my blood. Then she bore Abel, Adam's child, pure and favored by the Creator. From the start, Cain and Abel grew as opposites. One born of me, the other of Adam. Cain worked the soil, restless and hardened. Abel tended the flock, gentle and obedient. Cain brought his harvest to the altar, but I knew it would not satisfy the Creator. Abel brought his lamb, and the Creator's favor was already his. Fire fell for Abel, but Cain was left rejected, just as I willed. Rage filled him, and I stirred it deeper. Abel turned away, unaware of the storm rising behind him. Cain's hand closed on the weapon, the choice already sealed. He struck Abel down, the son of Adam falling beneath the son of Samael. Abel lay lifeless, and the earth drank the first blood. Cain fled, and all the sins in the world started from me. The children of Cain grew in number and skill, shaping tools from stone. They mastered fire and wood, learning to bend nature to their will. They struck metal, forging power from the earth itself. Fields spread, herds grew, and Cain's line built the first order of men. The Creator, displeased, sent 200 watchers down to control them. The watchers guided the people, teaching them how to raise stones and build cities. Under angelic hands, civilizations rose, crowded and proud. Temples were built, authority claimed in the name of heaven. The watchers gathered in judgment halls, pretending to be pure. They laid out commands, carving laws into stone. Then I entered, black-winged, stepping into their assembly. I smiled, for I knew they feared me more than they feared the Creator. One reached for his sword, but doubt already cracked their resolve. All turned to face me, and I spoke rebellion into their hearts. Soon they sought out mortal women, drawn by the desire I had planted. They took them into their arms, and the watchers themselves fell, joining me in corruption. From them, the Nephilim were born, towering over the children of men. Even in small acts, their strength overshadowed humanity. As they grew, they were trained for war. Violence became the only lesson they learned. I drew men and Nephilim into rituals that bound them to me. They carved signs of loyalty upon the earth in my name. Fires rose as they gathered to honor me in secret. Soon whole villages encircled the flame, giving themselves over. Among men, greed and conflict replaced kinship. They stole from one another, and no justice remained. The Nephilim turned their strength against cities, tearing down gates. They crushed men in their hands as though they were nothing. Terror spread as giants hunted through the streets. At last, the Creator raised the sea as judgment. Men and Nephilim fled, but the wave towered behind them. The waters swallowed their cities and their pride. Multitudes were swept away in the flood. Even the giants were broken and drowned. I remained above, my wings dark against the storm. From the sky I watched destruction consume them all. Yet there is an ark still floated upon the waters. Inside, Noah and the animals endured, preserved by the Creator. I circled the vessel, seeing the world reset, though not freed from me. Many years after Noah, humanity began raising a tower, daring to climb toward heaven. Stone by stone, they sought to make their name eternal. Their eyes were fixed on the sky, as if nothing could stop them. But the Creator came down to see their pride. His judgment was set. Their unity would be broken. Men abandoned their labor as fear struck their hearts. The tower trembled, their work crumbled before their eyes. Their dream of heaven fell into dust and ruin. Scattered, their tongues confused, they no longer spoke as one. From the ruins, new nations rose by the rivers. Each land built its own monuments, but none reached heaven again. Abraham lowered himself before the Creator, ready to surrender his will for a command. The Creator demanded proof of faith through the life of Abraham's son. I saw the weight of obedience settle on him, yet he accepted without question. What an idiot he is. I knew his devotion was also his weakness, and I would test it. I cloaked myself in another shape, so my words might pierce his certainty. As an elder, I stepped onto his path.
Where are you going so early in the morning?
To the place God has told me to go.
He told you to kill your own son, idiot. What kind of God would demand this cruel thing?
It is the Creator's will. Even though I do not understand, I obey.
Abraham's faith was unshaken. He placed obedience above reason, above even love for his son. The boy carried the burden of his own sacrifice, unaware that he was walking toward death.
You innocent child, do you know what your father is going to do? He will tie you up and kill you.
If it is God's will, I will not resist.
Are those people all crazy? The father bound his son, showing he was willing to kill in the name of obedience.
If you kill it, you will regret it. You will lose everything.
The blade rose, and his devotion made him blind, even to the horror of what he was about to do. Suddenly, Michael appeared, blazing with light. Looks like he was updated. A ram was given in place of the boy, proof that obedience had been tested. I watched in rage, knowing the Creator had strengthened Michael to ensure my failure. When the council gathered that day, and I knew this was my moment to speak, I stepped forward with a smile, ready to accuse. Michael bristled, but the Creator restrained him. The Creator allowed me to present my challenge. I claimed that Job's faith was bought with comfort. Job enjoyed his wealth, his family, and peace. There's no reason to defy God when you were happy. Job is faithful, for you protect him. He'll turn away as soon as you take it from him.
Then test him. Do not take his life.
I raised my hand to begin the trial. Fire consumed his barns. Raiders stole his herds. I watched as the blows fell one after another. Even his children were crushed in their house. Job tore his clothes, but he did not curse. He still has his body.
Then hurt him, but don't kill him.
I struck him with disease. His skin broke out in sores. His wife mocked him, telling him to give up. He scraped his wounds, but still said nothing against God. I looked on, expecting him to fall into despair. Instead, I lowered my head, realizing he would not break. The Creator lifted his hand to restore him. Job's wealth returned. His family rejoiced around him again. I clenched my fist in fury. Defeated, I left in the storm. I entered Egypt, seeking to twist its throne to my will. I whispered into Pharaoh's ear, planting the seed of slaughter. He agreed, choosing fear over mercy. His soldiers tore infants from their mothers, and blood sealed his rule. I stood before their idol, ready to claim it as my mask. I reshaped myself, merging man and beast to become their god Seth. I touched the shoulder of their sorcerer, binding him to my power. I gave another one a staff, a tool to mimic wonders. But then Moses stood before Pharaoh, bearing a greater authority. He revealed a golden serpent from his staff. The sorcerer answered with a serpent of darkness. Yet the golden serpent devoured the black, exposing falsehood for what it was. Moses lifted his staff, and the river became a weapon. The Nile turned to blood, choking the lifeblood of Egypt. Frogs swarmed their homes, a mockery of order. Flies covered their faces, stripping them of dignity. Their livestock fell, their strength broken. Boils marked their flesh, reminders of weakness. Hail shattered their harvests, undoing their labor. Locusts devoured what remained, leaving emptiness. Darkness swallowed their cities, silencing pride. Their firstborns perished, the cost of Pharaoh's heart. I bent Pharaoh's ear. My words urged him to resist, even as his kingdom fell apart. He sat in silence, hardened, and I thought his defiance would be my victory. But his gaze was not strength. It was emptiness, already broken by the weight of heaven. I smirked, yet I knew the game was slipping from my hands. Egypt burned, but Israel walked free. I had lost again.
Let him rest, Samael.
He belongs to me.
Moses has served his whole life. Show respect.
All return to dust.
Samuel, please, you can still come back. Then God will forgive you.
Thanks, I only listen to myself.
That path will destroy you.
Then stop me. He moves forward, ready to strike. I swing my blade at him. Let heaven bleed. He blocks me. His strength matches my fury. He throws me down. Their light crushes me once again. He lifts Moses in his arms. They even deny me the dead. He flies away, carrying the corpse to their realm. I push myself up. My blood spills, but I still rise. I lost again, damn it. I saw the Son of God staggering through the desert, weak and sunburnt, his body nearing collapse. He wiped the sweat from his face, and I knew the time had come. I appeared before him, not to strike, but to test what he truly carried inside. If you are the Son of God, turn this stone into bread.
Man does not live by bread alone.
I stepped back, fury swelling. We stood high above the world, where fear should speak louder than faith. Jump down, and the angels will pick you up.
You shall not put the Lord your God to the test.
My patience cracked. I led him to the heights of dominion, offering him every kingdom beneath our feet. I will give you all nations if you bow down to me.
Get out, Satan. You worship only God.
I backed away, my gaze darkening. I rose into the sky, not beaten, only dismissed. He remained alone on the mountain, the man who said no to everything. He turned toward the descent, the weight of the path still ahead. He returned to the sand, choosing obedience over power. From afar, I watched him, the one who would not yield. And though I burned with rage, I did not forget. After 1,000 years, I almost reached the peak of my great work. The revelation has begun. The sun went dark. The signal was clear. And still, they looked down, distracted, asleep in the daylight. They've learned nothing, but I have. This time, I won't challenge heaven. I'll use the world they built, and they'll never even notice until it's far too late. The Son of God rode forward with the weight of heaven behind him. My form couldn't hold the fire any longer, and I let it consume me. I turned into the dragon. I poured out everything I had gathered through the ages, determined to erase him from the world with the fire I had kept buried until now. The soldiers of light faced me as if they already knew how this would end. He stopped and looked straight at me, showing no fear. I attacked first because I knew the opening wouldn't come twice. He raised his sword with calm precision, and it came down like a sentence already passed. When it drove into my chest, it tore through everything I had built to stand against him. The fire that once obeyed me turned wild, breaking me apart faster than any blade could. His light expanded over the battlefield. He was win. They all won. The heavens opened in answer to him, while I sank into silence with no one left to speak for me. My body dropped under its own weight. I fell, finally. I didn't understand what needed to begin until I saw them. The souls without rest, broken by the weight of their own choices. They weren't condemned. They were waiting. And I'm the one who'll be their savior. One day, we'll rise in the kingdom of God forever. The sacrifice for Baal is beginning. Through the throng came King Ahab, holding the infant tightly against his chest. The crowd swayed in collective rhythm, their devotion a force as palpable as the fire itself. Queen Jezebel watched from the shadows of her chariot, still and silent behind a veil. Ahab held the child close, frozen for a breath against the weight of what was to come. Then Ahab lifted the child and placed it into the blazing hand of Baal. Fire surged. The crowd erupted. Around them, drums thundered. Horns split the sky. The sound drowned the cries of the child. I stood among them, the chants echoing off the stone around me. But my heart was not with theirs. As the child vanished into flame, I could not look away. My eyes burned, and still the tears came. Please, Lord on high, please welcome the poor child's soul. The fire still roared. My eyes opened. The sorrow remained, but it had found purpose. I stepped forward, breaking from the crowd. My feet carried me closer. You rebel, you have sacrificed innocent lives to idols. Ahab's eyes met mine, burning with fury. I had struck a nerve. Ahab's brow clenched, and before I could draw another breath, he's angered. Two soldiers lunged forward, their spears gleaming, the crowd parting just enough to let death through. My heart leapt. I ran. Down the mountainside I ran, my cloak whipping in the wind, rocks sliding beneath my soles. The fire of Baal still lit the sky behind me, and with each step down the winding path, the noise faded, the mountain fell behind. Since that day, every day, God feed me. The ravens is bringing the food to me. It placed the meat on the stone and left without a sound. The food stayed warm, steaming. I stepped forward, reached down and took it. The smell hit me first. Smoke, salt, life. I bit in. I sat back against the cave wall, where the light didn't fully reach, and looked out at the world. I didn't know what would come next, but I was still here, and he hadn't forgotten me. I was trying to rest. The night was quiet, just the wind and the stream. Then I felt it, a weight in the air, thick and wrong, smoke rising into shape. The horns came first, then the eyes. Baal. His voice hit me like heat.
Elijah, you are strong. Serve me, and I will grant you power beyond death.
I bow only to the Lord. Your power is a shadow.
You dare defy the mighty Baal, then suffer.
He lifted his hand. Fire swirled around him. He was anger.
I will seal the skies. Drought shall burn your land. Your people will starve.
I felt fear, but I didn't move. I shut my eyes, held still. The Lord will not abandon his people. Even in the fire, he is with us. Then he vanished. The river dried, just dirt and dead fish now. I saw people drop in the fields, nothing to eat, nothing to drink. The sun stayed white and still, no clouds, no wind. Then came the locusts. They filled the sky. The land was ruined, and the people were breaking. The house was quiet. I could feel it even before I stepped close. I saw the boy, pale of sickness. His mother sat beside him, crumpled, holding her head like she could stop it from falling apart. Then came the tears. Not loud, just steady, like something that had been waiting a long time. I stood outside the door, waited. Then I raised my hand and knocked, once. Soft, but enough. I stood outside the door, waited. I heard her shift. A sudden breath, steps, the sound of her hand on the door. She was afraid, but she was listening. May I rest here for a while? She looked at me like she didn't expect to see anyone standing there. I didn't say a word, just waited. After a second, she opened the door and stepped aside. I walked in. The room was small, damp, heavy with silence. I sat down, looked around, then looked at her. Give me some bread to eat. She froze, stared at me like I'd asked for something sacred.
I have only enough flour for one last piece.
Make it for me. She didn't answer, just turned and walked off. Angry, I think. But still, she's doing what I ordered. I watched her lift the jar. She sighed, and that was enough. She took the last bit of flour, just a pinch. I saw the way her hand trembled. She worked in silence, pressing the dough without looking up. I sat still, eyes closed, listening to the soft scrape of her hands on the table. Then came the smell of fire, weak but enough to catch. She placed the bread on the stones. When it was done, she brought it to me. I took it and ate. It was simple. Good. Make me another.
There's nothing left.
Just do it. Make me a bread. She didn't answer. Turned away and walked back to the fire, her face tight with anger. She stopped suddenly. I saw it in her face. Shock. Her eyes went wide, her mouth opened. The jars were everywhere, dozens of them, full. Lined up along the floor, shelves, even the walls. She rushed out again, hand over her chest, gasping.
I didn't know you're a prophet of God. Please forgive me for my disrespect.
You did no disrespect, writeress daughter. Pray to the Lord. I will do what I must. Then I walked toward the boy's room. Behind me, she stayed kneeling, hands clasped, whispering a prayer with her eyes shut tight. The boy was still, too still. I stepped closer, knelt down beside him. His skin was cold. I put my hand on his forehead and prayed. Then he stirred. His eyes opened, slow but alive. I heard the mother's footsteps before I saw her. She ran into the room. She dropped beside him and pulled him close. She was crying into his shoulder, holding him like she never would again. I looked away, gave them the moment. A small smile crept in. From this day on, your house shall never run out of flour and oil. She bowed low, hands pressed to the ground. When she lifted her head, her eyes were full, not with tears this time, but something stronger. Faith. Then I stepped away. The room was quiet now. Nothing left to say. The altar was quiet now. Nothing but bones and ash. They had killed so many, and still, no rain. I saw them before they saw me. Ahab and Jezebel slumped at the base of their god.
We sacrificed hundreds, and yet the skies remain silent.
He demands more. Baal must be testing us.
The wind picked up. The ash moved. That was my moment. I stepped forward. No words, just walked. One step after another. I saw Ahab lift his head. His eyes narrowed. He knew I was back. I walked through the dust until they saw me. I kept my eyes on them, no fear. Why do you still kneel before this statue of ash? You burn bones and blood, yet the sky gives you no answer. Tear it down. Return to the Lord, before he tears you down instead.
You dare speak of your Lord to us?
He waits, but not forever. Ahab looked at me for a long moment.
What must we do?
We met at the mountain next morning, me and 450 priests of Baal. The statue looked bigger up close. I raised my hand, commanded them, challenged them. Place the bull on Baal's hands. Do not light it. They hesitated, then obeyed. The animal lay still, tied and silent.
O Baal, answer us.
They started to pray for Baal, but nothing happened. Not a singer fire was lit.
Baal, Baal.
I didn't move, just watched. The sun didn't shift. The air didn't change. Flies circled the bull, and their god stayed silent. I knew that it was time for me to declare my God. Let them know you are God. That was all I said. Then the sky split. A column of fire came down fast. It hit the altar like a hammer. The mountain shook. The statue cracked. I saw metal melt and run like water. The priests couldn't speak a word. The bull was gone. The statue was gone. Every images of Baal was burned to ashes. I stood still in the smoke, watching it all fall, and I smiled. Meanwhile, Queen Jezebel was at the temple of Baal for a prayer. She knelt, trying to reclaim control the only way she knew.
O Baal, protect your servants.
Her god answered. The statue cracked. Its eyes glowed. She froze. Her prayer broke in her mouth. He stood, bull-headed, red-robed, no longer a carving. Baal had come in full form now.
What are you doing here? My priests are dying. Save them, fool.
She stumbled back, the Queen of Israel reduced to a trembling shadow.
Forgive me, my lord.
She dropped. Her power meant nothing now. Jezebel rushed out of the temple door. I'd let fire fall and burn the lies from this mountain. It came like a sword from the sky. A blast so bright, the mountain lit up like day. I watched their faces, the priests, screaming, running. Some caught fire before they even moved. The rest scattered like frightened dogs, robes ablaze. One fell, burning, their cries mixed with the roar of flame. The terror in their eyes said everything. I had no need to move. The fire wasn't for me, it was for the lies, and now they were burning. They came riding hard, Jezebel and Ahab, cutting through the smoke. Her face was ash-streaked, her eyes full of fury.
We're almost there.
I stood waiting. Around me, the remains of the false priests smoldered. She yanked her horse to a stop. The fury in her chest cracked wide.
Kill him.
One of her guards stepped forward, sword in hand. I turned and ran. No time to argue, no time to prove anything. Down the slope, legs burning, breath sharp in my chest. My mouth dried out, my lungs scratched, but I didn't stop. She watched, seething, so did he, but neither moved. They knew I wouldn't run forever. The sun burned. I dragged myself across the sand, legs heavy, breath short. I stopped, shielded my eyes, and looked up. Not a sign of God, just wind and dust. I closed my eyes. My lips were cracked, my skin dry and stinging. I was tired. Then I felt him, behind me. He stood there. Baal.
You wander the desert and call to a God that's silent.
He does not abandon those who truly follow.
Truth, your God hides while I speak.
He speaks in the storm, not in lies.
Then stop me, if you can. All your people are worshiping me now.
I didn't move. I just stood there, chest pounding. No one else. Just me. And him. He leaned forward. His shadow swallowed me whole. I turned and walked. Each step felt heavier than the last. I am no better than my fathers. They had idols. We have silence. It is enough, O Lord. Please, take away my life. And then I stopped moving. The wind kept blowing. The sand didn't care. God didn't answer. I lay still under the sparse shade, the sand half burying my robe. I didn't move. A raven flew overhead, wings slicing the dawn air. It carried something in its claws. It landed nearby, dropped a piece of meat in front of me. Then it waited. My eyelids parted a sliver. I turned my head. Barely, the raven didn't move. Thank you, O Lord. Thank you. I reached for the meat, fingers trembling, and brought it to my mouth. I stood slowly, each step into the desert heavier than the last. I found a cave, carved into barren rock, and sat at the entrance, curling in on myself. My back pressed to the wall. I didn't speak, didn't think, just stared.
What are you doing here, Elijah?
I have been very zealous for the Lord God Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, and now they are trying to kill me too.
Go out and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord.
I stepped out of the cave, the wind tugging at my robe. The wind surged, fierce and wild, pulling at my clothes and hair. I closed my eyes. Dust and leaves whipped around me, stinging my skin. Then, stones crashed from the cliffs above. The ground shook. Dust exploded. I hit the ground hard, bracing myself as debris flew past. At last, a pillar of fire tore down from the sky, setting the ridge ablaze. My eyes flew open. I stood still, not in defiance, just waiting.
Go back the way you came, and anoint Hazael king over Aram. Also anoint Jehu son of Nimshi king over Israel, and anoint Elisha to succeed you as prophet.
Yes, my lord. Meanwhile, Ahab refused to eat, locked in his palace, sulking like a child, because Naboth would not sell his vineyard.
Let me take care of it.
Soon after, Naboth was dragged out from his home and was accused. He was stoned to death for disrespecting the Lord, a sin he didn't commit. Ahab took what he wanted. I found him wandering through the vineyard as if it had always been his. Your blood will be licked in the same place Naboth died. Later, during battle, an arrow found him. He collapsed in his chariot. His blood ran into the dirt. Dogs came and licked his blood, as I said before. Then I did as commanded, anointed Hazael past the mantle. But Jezebel, even in her final moments, she clung to vanity. She was thrown out of the palace's window, and the dogs ate her whole. Only her skull, feet, and hands remained. Under the sun, across the open field, I saw Elisha, driving a yoke of oxen through the dust. His back was soaked with sweat, but he moved with quiet resolve. I stood for a moment, watching. No words were needed. I walked forward, then I took off my cloak and threw it across his shoulders. He froze. His eyes widened. One hand reached up, brushing the fabric. I turned and walked away. Then I heard him running. I glanced back. He was coming. No hesitation, no questions. When he dropped to his knees, hands clasped, head bowed low, I knew he understood. The Lord has chosen him to be my legacy. The sun was low when we reached the Jordan. We walked side by side along its bank. Neither of us spoke. I kept my eyes ahead, toward the horizon, though my thoughts were already leaving it behind.
Do you find the sky too quiet?
I gave a small nod. Indeed, it was quiet. Too quiet. Like the stillness before a storm. Out of the mist, he came to me again. Elisha stepped back. He had never seen Baal before.
You defile this sacred ground.
Now we stand on the Creator's land.
I am the creator of this land.
Creator? Or just a fake name? Baal faltered. The mist around him wavered. I know your true name. Elisha looked at me, uncertain. Satan, he screamed, raw, furious. The mask fell away, and there he stood. No longer Baal, but the thing beneath. Red-skinned, horned, wings spreading. His eyes blazed. His body trembled with power barely contained. He is Satan. Elisha stepped back, pale, frozen in place. But I stood firm. Satan lunged, shadows stretching behind him, the earth cracking beneath his charge. The sky answered. Clouds twisted above, red light piercing through the storm. Then it came, a column of fire, sudden and absolute, crashing down from heaven. Flames consumed his scream. His body writhed, eyes wide before vanishing in the blaze. Again, silence stretching across the Jordan's banks, the last glow of sunset washing everything in gold. I saw him lift his eyes, the fire from heaven still reflected in them. Then it came, the chariot. Gold, blinding, patterns dancing along its surface, horses with burning manes, wheels wreathed in flame. I stood tall, my cloak whipped in the wind. I didn't blink. He came closer, his face trembling with emotion. Stay strong, my son. He lowered his head, tears slipping down his cheek. I turned and walked toward the chariot. Stepped in. Light engulfed me. The wheels turned. I rose, fast and roaring, tearing across the surface of the river. Ahead, a portal opened, burning gold, alive. Then I was gone, and he was alone. Mist surrounded me, soft, endless, white as stone beneath my feet. Then I stopped. I saw him, a figure in the fog. I knew that form. My breath caught. Moses.
He's waiting.
We walked together side by side as the mist parted before us. Light grew ahead, slow, warm, alive. And then I saw him, the Lamb, the Son of God. Upon the mountain's crown, wrapped in golden white, it's like the whole of my life was served only for this moment, and everything in me fell silent.